I mean, that's one spoon. It's a flex. Is that curly fries at a McDonald's? We do not have that in America. That looks amazing. That's embarrassing. She's got to feel embarrassed. Oh, that makes me just want to do this face because I'm scared they're going to hit it. What is up? Welcome back. Today we're reacting to a video titled Americans Can't Handle These Simple Things in Europe. Already know where this is going, and I can't wait to see what we got here. What is up? If you're new here, my name is Aaron, and this is Aaron Arnold Reacts. Through this channel, I'm discovering everything about Europe, the people, the culture, the sports, anything you can imagine. The goal of this channel is to laugh together, to learn together, and to have fun together. I post videos every single day, so you're gonna keep seeing me around. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe. And now let's see what Americans can't handle in Europe. I can only imagine.
I know the Europeans are getting really sick and tired of the Americans going online and saying, Europe, Europe, Europe. We know. Well, I don't know. I know. I think most of us know. I think most Americans know that Europe is a continent, okay?
All right, we do. We normally say Europe just because it helps us group. I mean, in size comparison to the US. Anyways, I understand. I understand the gripe.
Most of us know that. When you see an American online talking about their European summer, darling, when we hear the word Europe alone, just the word Europe, oh, it is the bougiest flex on the people in our country.
So true. When someone travels to Europe, it's like, holy cow, that guy went to Europe. It's a flex.
I'm telling you, I'm not defending any of it. I'm just trying to offer a layer of perspective.
What if I told you that most Americans visiting Europe walk away shocked, not by ancient castles or cobblestone streets, but by the ice cubes, or rather, the lack of them. From smaller meals and slower dinners to tipping confusion and outlet meltdowns, Europe feels like a different world to a lot of.
It's so true. I mean, the outlets are different. The washers in the kitchen, it just blows an American's mind. I mean, the washing machine in the kitchen, like what is that? Maybe that's not common. Maybe that's just in this video, but I've actually seen that before, and it's like, what is going on?
Of Americans. Today, we're breaking down 7 major culture shocks Americans face when visiting Europe. And by the end,
It's so true. Why do you get off the plane? We don't walk on the tarmac in the US. We literally don't do it. The plane pulls up to the big gate and we walk straight into the airport.
Is it culture shock or perspective shock? Let's dive in.
The coffee
Portion
in England is
size.
actually pretty good. Like it's really good. The problem is it's in children-sized cups. Why? I want to enjoy and sip on my coffee, not sip this in 2 sips and it's gone.
She's used to that American plus
And
size.
it was expensive. It's freaking £6.
The first thing Americans notice throughout Europe, the food looks smaller. Where's the mountain of fries?
Wait a second. Is that curly fries at a McDonald's? We do not have that in America. That looks amazing.
The bucket of soda, the value meal the
Bucket
size
of
of
soda.
your forearm. Portions abroad are meant to satisfy, not sedate. Meals are smaller, balanced, and not always drowning in cheese or sauces. But here's the kicker. Europeans don't leave hungry. They leave content. Meanwhile, in the US, we've normalized 1,500 calorie snacks and call it convenience. It's not that the food is tiny, it's that America's
All right, that's just a big guy in general, but it's true. Those are some small burgers.
supersized everything and never looked back. So are Americans obsessed with value or just a dig?
Yeah. She came back to the US. First thing she had to do was get that Dunkin' extra 500 grams of sugar coffee that's not even coffee and say, man, I miss this. So American.
Did to quantity over quality.
All right,
Ice
quick question for Europeans. What's your beef with iced coffee? Why can't I find a cold brew anywhere? How come when I ask for you to put ice in my coffee, you look at me like I'm covered in vomit? Or you put 1 ice cube in there? There are 3 ice cubes in this. As far as I'm
This guy is sassy. Yeah, I mean, it waters down the coffee. It's understandable from my point of view, but to an American, it's a problem.
concerned, this is a hot coffee.
Nothing confuses Americans more than ordering a Coke in Europe and getting barely 3 sad ice cubes. In the US, we want drinks practically frozen solid. In Europe, Ice is almost offensive. There's logic behind it. Some Europeans believe ice waters down flavor, and they don't want to pay for frozen water instead of drink. But for Americans, a warm Coke feels downright criminal. Getting iced
She looks insane doing that. She's got to adapt. You travel to the country, you should adapt and incorporate what the country does. You shouldn't bring that American stuff here. Come on, don't do that.
coffee in Europe is basically a scavenger
That's embarrassing. She's got to feel embarrassed.
hunt. Most cafes just don't serve drinks over ice, so your usual iced latte might not exist. When you ask, you often get a confused look or a tiny splash of milk in a glass at room temperature. For Americans used to ice-cold caffeine on demand, it can feel like a full-on morning crisis. Could you survive a European summer without
What is that? Oh, she wanted some kind of frozen drink and they literally blended it for her. And she's like, no, that's gross. Sometimes you just can't please people.
your daily iced coffee fix? Or is that a non-negotiable? This isn't just about ice, it's about mindset. America loves fast and cold. Europe prefers slow and intentional. Is the obsession with
When you order an iced coffee and they give you this, that's awesome.
ice about comfort? Or just another American habit we can't shake?
Okay, a huge difference between Americans and Italians when it comes to food is that Americans do not slow down and Americans basically don't stop moving. I mean, perfect examples are that
It's true. It's true. Half an hour lunch. Kids in elementary, they start off at that speed from an early age.
we constantly walk around with like a gallon of water. Our Starbucks coffee is constantly with us. This is stuff you never see in Italy. But even food in general, like we eat anywhere. Like you see people eating in their car.
It's so true. It is so true. I mean, the lunch break, you kind of just take a break when you can. You don't have like a set lunch break. At least I didn't. It was just like, okay, go take your break. But at the same time, you're expected to do your work. So you just didn't really have a break.
Car. You see people eating at their desk at work. You see people literally eating as they're walking down the street. You see people
True.
pulling snacks out of their purse. This is stuff that you see way less when you're walking the streets in Italy. Let me give you a funny example that I didn't even realize this until my husband told me. He's never went to Starbucks and put the lid on his coffee. First of all, he's usually ordering an espresso, but sometimes he will just order a small coffee. He never puts that lid on it. He's never even drank out of it before because he doesn't move with his coffee. Italians either stand there and have their espresso or sit down and have their espresso, but they're never like on the go. You definitely get the vibe in Italy that eating is a relaxing thing, drinking is a relaxing thing, a time to socialize, sit down. And in America, for most of the day, most people are like just trying to get some food in. Only food that
So true. Like everything's just speed. You just eat when you can. It's kind of like you just know you need the food for the fuel, but you're not eating to enjoy. You're not eating to slow down and socialize. That's just not part of America.
I really commonly see Italians walking around with would be a gelato after dinner during their after dinner stroll. Comes to food, if you want to do it like an Italian, just slow down and stop moving, unless it's a leisurely stroll.
In America, you sit, order, eat, pay, leave. In Europe, you sit, talk, linger, enjoy. Dining in Europe isn't a transaction. It's an experience. Waiters don't rush you out because turning tables fast isn't the goal. And
So true. So true. In Europe, I just know from my experience, you can literally be there so long if you want. They are not going to force you out, even if they have people waiting. On top of that, the waiter is not destroying your table, saying, how's the food? How's the food? Do you need the check? Can I get you any more sauce? They just let you relax and enjoy your time at your dinner with your spouse, with your family, with whoever you're eating with. You are there as their guest, and they want you to be completely comfortable and completely happy.
And here's what really blows Americans' minds. You have to ask for the check. It's not just slapped down after 10 minutes. Because
True.
to Europeans, that's rude. But Americans,
To me, it's also rude. They shouldn't do that.
we get anxious. Where's the waiter? Why is no one ringing the bill? That's not bad service. That's time to make memories. Would you rather have fast, efficient service or slower social meals?
So true. She said she's eating, hold on, let me see that real quick. She's eating a $25 salad on her lunch break. That's 20 minutes long. Then she goes to Europe and she gets homemade fresh pasta for only $7. It's so true. You get the real stuff here. You get to slow down. You get that real lunch. America is just speed. It's just speed all the time, and everything's crazy expensive.
Service or slower social meals.
Tipping
Culture in
confusion.
America versus Europe is so crazy and so different. Tipping in the US is
True.
basically required. The percent is rising every single time I go.
It's a nightmare. The minimum is about 15%. 15%. So if you spent $10, you pay $1.50 in tip automatically, basically. A lot of places automatic. If you have more than like 6 people at a table, automatic. On top of that, if you don't tip or if you leave a small tip, waiters or waitresses get hostile. They can literally be so aggressive because you didn't give them a tip, even if they didn't do a good job.
I go out. Like, it's actually crazy that I usually would leave 20% tip if they're good and like 15% if they're not so good. I have been seeing 25 starting, 30, 35. Huh? 35%. Half the restaurants we have eaten at, when you pay with your credit card, it doesn't even give you an option to leave a tip on the card. If you want to leave a tip, you can leave cash on the table, but it's usually not mandatory or required. It's like, hey, thank you so much. This was awesome. In Europe, they don't really expect it. It's just really, really nice to do.
Let's explore a cultural curveball that trips up almost every American. Tipping. In America, you have to tip, or you're basically a villain. 15%, 20%, 25%. The math gets
So
worse
true.
every year. In Europe, it's optional, a polite gesture, sometimes even refused. That's because servers are typically paid real wages.
One nice thing about being American traveling in Paris is that you could go to a restaurant and because there's no tipping culture here, you could give like a dog shit tip, like 10%, and they act like you just bought them a Tesla. I gave a waiter this like €3 tip. He acted like I saved his family from a burning building. He was like, oh, merci.
Tipping isn't a city.
All right, that guy seems like a fun guy. I think he was being a little exaggerative, but I've actually heard that a lot of Europeans are offended if you leave too big of a tip. I mean, I'm sure they don't mind the extra cash, but maybe in some countries they are offended. Is that true?
Survival mechanism, it's a small thank you. When Americans try to tip 20%, some locals think it's strange or assume we're showing off. Should the US keep or get rid of tipping culture entirely? Drop your take. This one's gonna start a fight in the comments.
Look at everybody staring.
Oh, it's okay. Oh,
No,
this is-
look at all them. Look at all them. They're not. They're all staring.
Oh,
should
that's
drive through that
embarrassing.
Tunnel right there.
What? Drive through the tunnel? Go back the way you came.
There is no way this lady is just casually driving on a European square. That is so embarrassing. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, go back the way you came, please.
By the way, where's the police? They should be like flagging her down. That's like a huge safety concern, right?
Left?
Dad, careful, careful, careful.
Yeah, I see,
That
I
was
see.
weird to have a flower pot in the middle of the road.
Well, I can't get through there. Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, I could.
Don't, no, just go the way you came. No, 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 no. Please, 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 please. You are
Oh,
not
you
going
like-
through a tunnel.
No, it's right there.
American roads are typically wide and built for comfort. Street, spacious lanes, massive parking lots. European roads, on the other hand, can be another story. Narrow
Oh.
streets and cars that look like toys.
Do you see that? That's okay. I feel like that's a little exaggerative. I've never seen a road that tight here in Europe, but oh my gosh.
Parked by small curbs. Parallel parking
Oh, that makes me just want to do this face because I'm scared they're going to
on a
hit.
street with barely enough room for a bicycle, that's basically a European rite of passage. Traffic rules can be confusing too. Different signs, different speed limits, tolls, and more. But Europeans argue
Germans. Are they saying Americans hold the wheel weird or what is that? I don't know that stereotype.
all of this makes them better drivers. More precise, patient,
Not gonna lie, we just don't drive manual in America. It's all automatic. So this is also a huge struggle for me in Europe.
and aware. Who do you think are better drivers? Americans or Europeans? And while you're at it, what's the wildest driving experience you've ever had abroad?
We're gonna try Brooks Shark hair tool in the European outlet. We heard that it blows up or whatever, the voltage is different, so we're gonna see if it works. We're gonna try here. So, okay, we'll try it. Oh, it works. It works? Yeah. Fire up. Maybe it's a myth. Or maybe it's because the hotel has different voltage. We probably blow up our house for sure. Our house will blow up. Oh yeah.
These girls, these poor girls.
Wow, look at that.
Every American in Europe has had that same meltdown moment. You pull out your phone charger and it doesn't fit. Welcome to the world of different outlets. Most of Europe uses 220 volts instead of 110, different shape, different size, different system. And every time Americans think, why can't the world just pick one? But Europeans argue they picked first. The US just never changed. It's one of those perfect metaphors. America built its own system, refused to adapt, and now acts confused when the rest of the world doesn't match. Should the world agree on one universal outlet or keep their
All right, my opinion is yes. There should be a universal outlet everywhere in the world. I think that just makes sense. I mean, with the globalization happening, the world changing, people traveling all the time, everybody should have the same outlet, right?
systems?
Did nobody warn me that there's no AC in Europe? Like, I feel like I'm baking on a daily basis. I feel like I'm about to be a heat casualty out here.
And finally, the deal breaker for many Americans, no air conditioning. Europeans will open a window, use a fan, and call it a day.
That's crazy.
While Americans melt into puddles wondering how anyone survived.
So exaggerative. She brought an ice pack with her. That's just crazy.
Summer without central AC.
No air conditioning in your stores. No air conditioning in your home. Okay, no air conditioning in the bus is a crime.
All right, this one's real though. Whoa, I actually paused her lip like that. This is so real. I mean, I've been on the buses in Europe and it really is hot. I'm not gonna lie. And I think even the locals agree. Like, there should be some AC.
I can't understand why it is this way in Lucerne. I am melting.
But here's the thing. Buildings are older and constructed with thick walls designed to naturally regulate temperature. Energy costs are higher, and there's more concern about sustainability. Meanwhile, Americans crank AC year-round and freeze themselves in July.
True.
So when Europeans visit the US, they're the ones shivering. Be honest. Could you survive an entire Euro summer without AC?
Final thoughts, let's go.
After all this, who's really strange? Europeans with smaller meals, slower dinner.
That's so terrible. Going to Canada, getting ready to tell them we're from Canada, so no one thinks they're Americans. Terrible.
And no tipping, or Americans who need everything bigger, colder, faster, and more convenient. Maybe neither. Maybe.
All right, that's funny. Look at that portion size. I mean, that's one spoon. All right, that's great. She must be at a fancy restaurant, though. I mean, that's not normal. If you get the grandma's home cooking, that's a huge meal in Europe.
Just two versions of comfort. One built on efficiency.
What is that, by the way?
The other on experience. But here's what's undeniable. Americans travel expecting the world to feel like home. And when it doesn't, they think the world's broken. What's the biggest culture shock you experienced abroad? Or the most ridiculous one you've seen Americans freak out about? Let us know where you're commenting from. If this video made you see Europe or America a little differently, hit like and share it. Subscribe if you want more American deep.
Insane video. I mean, they brought up so many honest and typical cultural differences that Americans struggle with. Sure, Americans do blow things out of proportion. There are some drama queens out there, but it's really different. Like, really, really it is. Anyways, I love European culture. I'm exploring European culture. I can't wait to discover more things and just, I don't know, share this with you and learn with you, laugh with you, all these things. If you want to see another video just like this in the future, make sure to hit like and subscribe. I'm going to keep them coming. You're going to keep seeing me around, and I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers.